Hi, I'm Preston Weeks, and I'm a results leader.
You're listening to ResultsLeader.fm. Being a thought leader is easy. Getting results is hard. This show is for the results leader who lives and dies by their results. Here is your host and Chief Results Leader, Jonathan Rivera.
Yes, y'all. It is time once again for another ResultsLeader.fm. This is the only show on the internet dedicated to the men and women who are getting results for their clients. So stoked that you're here, and I am going to reward you. How? With another amazing interview today. Mr. Preston Weeks joins us, and his mission is to live life as a creator of joy and abundance, and you are going to hear that firsthand in today's interview. Let's jump in. Preston, welcome to the show. Are you ready to rock this thing?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Man, it's been a minute since we spoke. I'm so glad to have you on the air now. So let's give our listeners a quick win. What book have you given most as a gift?
Well, the book I've given most as a gift is the book How to Be Up and Down Times, which is actually a book that I wrote myself, co-wrote with a lady named Mitzi Perdue, who is one of the ladies that owns one of the largest chicken companies in the world. But I'm always trying to help people to be better, to live better, and be happier. So that's my go-to give out. How to Be Up and Down Times.
Excellent. Adding that to the reading list now. Let's go to story time. Tell us a story of how an apparent failure set you up for later success.
Yeah. So, we all have failures and we all have challenges. That's part of the human experience. It's part of life. And when I was going through my entrepreneurial journey as a business owner, I was building up what was my baby. I owned and co-owned car dealerships, and I've owned 15 throughout my life. And I was building up one of them, and some things happened, and another company got acquired. And basically, the short story is that company got put in a position where it was going to close, and it was at risk of shutting down. And for me at the time, it was devastating. It was absolutely devastating personally, because I felt like I was a failure. I was depressed. I was having challenges. I was trying to overcome all these things. And I've followed thought leaders and all these amazing people my whole life, but I was missing a piece. And so what I learned that tipped the scales and set me up for success for everything was really understanding and defining that I am actually the creator of every single thing in my life, and that situations happen and that business had failed, but actually the business had failed and had a challenge. And distinguishing the difference between the business failing and me being a failure was life-changing, because I realized that I was actually the creator of every single thing amazing that I had done. I created the business, I created all these jobs. And in recognizing that, it gave me the ability to go create again. And so I turned around, got back up, launched business bigger than I've ever been before. And it was all because I was able to understand that distinguishing difference.
How do you separate the two?
How do you say? Well, it's tough because a lot of times people blend it together. Like, I really felt like that brand was me, right? Because you spend so much time in your business, you spend so much time doing the things you do, especially as an entrepreneur. Your commitment, your passion, your vision, your idea, your dream. So it kind of is you in some sense, because the product is you, the delivery is you, the messaging is you. You're the representator of the thing. And so it's very tough to differentiate that. And it's often misleading for people and confusing in life, for people. But you have to realize and really segment out. A lot of times we lie to ourselves and we trick ourselves, and we attach our own self to other things that are problems. And by doing that, we're creating the problems in our life, and we don't even realize it. Or we're adopting problems that don't have to actually be problems. And so if you can look at the problem and really hone in on what that problem is and what's happening, go, how do I deal with that as a person, as a separate entity from that problem. I am not that problem. And really grasping that. And I think it's powerful.
What would you say is the most worthwhile investment that you've ever made?
I've got two answers to that, but for sure, self. I'm a big self investment person. I believe that what you learn, you keep forever. Money, I describe money as a flow. People have different amounts of money and investments and things like that, and they have, I got $1 million, $100 million. Like, well, people don't actually have that. I think they actually just live in a flow. And so, like, even if, say, you have $100 million, you don't actually carry around $100 million. You live in a flow of a person that lives that lifestyle. And so, as investment, investing in myself and building myself with knowledge, with power, with skills is the most powerful thing that I've ever invested in. If you want to go into money, most people make their money in real estate. So even though I've had all these other businesses, I've made a lot of money passively in the side. That's the second part of the answer. But all that's pointless, and all the money can be lost or regained if you invest in yourself and you build yourself as a powerful person. That's why I really live that life. Like I was saying, that lesson that I learned, it's my mission to live a life as a creator now, because everything I say, everything I do, every interaction I have creates something in the world. It creates, our thoughts manifest into physicality. Like, that's how creation happens. And so it really does. So how do you use your interactions, your words, your thoughts to be a creator of the life that you want to live, of the abundance that you want to live? And so invest in yourself. Invest in self-investment's the most powerful investment that you can do, because it's the one that sticks forever. It's the one that can't be taken away. It's the one that doesn't devalue, diminish, get interest or tax rate taken against it. It doesn't have inflation or depreciation, and it's always tried and true.
So I've heard people say, and it's pretty common, I guess it's a colloquial, I can't even say that word, colloquialism. That's why do I try to use those 25-cent words? But I've heard people say, it's pretty common, I'll believe it when I see it. But yet I hear you saying, I believe it and then I see it. Can you tell us a difference there?
I love that. That's a great question. Going back to my position as being a creator. So our words, our thoughts. Our thought creates what happens in the world. And our thought is a physical thing that shows up. When you say something or you do something, it fires a neuron in your brain, and the electrochemical signal gets transmitted throughout your body, and it creates these responses and these reactions of things that happen. And so the way that we think about our life creates a domino effect around us. And what I used to run a renewable energy company. I was a chief operating officer for a renewable energy company, and I learned about energy generation and different things like that. And what I learned is that, like, you have energy generators, and you put like fuel in it, like say a solar cell and battery. The sun comes in, it charges it, stores it, and it transmits energy. Or a motor, you put gas in it burns it, builds energy, it puts energy out. Well, our bodies are the same. Our bodies are the exact same. We're energy generators, and we literally consume food and water, and we build that into energy, and we use that energy, and we emit energy. Well, what I learned is the skin isn't a barrier. It actually is a conductor, and that energy doesn't end with us. It goes around us and affects every single thing that we interact with, the people that we cross around. And it's why you can walk into a room of people and you see something, you see a person, and they change how you feel. Or you see someone else walk into a room and that person changes the entire energy of a room. And it's because they're powerfully manifesting whatever that energy level is. And you are doing it, and I'm doing it, and everyone's doing this all the time. And because of that, we're constantly interacting with every single person and every single thing around us. And it changes our life. It changes how we're seen. So if you think that life's going to be good and you manifest that, this is active manifestation, you are actually creating a subconscious pattern in your brain. It's firing an electrochemical response that's actually creating a measurable change in the world. And so if you think life's going to be good, you show up as thinking life, someone that perceives life as good. And other people see you as someone that's living a good life. And it changes every dynamic of your entire life. So yes, it's manifestation in its truest form. What you think literally creates every single thing that happens around you in your life. And it happens way more than people even understand it. And so, yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Well, I mean, we could spend all.
Yeah, I could go really deep into that, but I could do like for 7 days on that. But
What would you say are some bad recommendations you hear in your area of expertise?
yeah, that's a great question. I think one bad recommendation, and I just thought of this as you said it, is people try to be someone else. People want to be like someone else, and they're trying to emulate role models and different things, which is good because I have role models, but don't try to be someone else. Be you. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. People make a mistake. Like when I was young and I was a kid, my stepdad was trying to do his best and he was like saying, you need to do this, you need to go to school, you need to be this certain way or else, and if you don't, you won't be successful. But he was trying to teach me to be like him and realized growing up, I'm not him and we butted a lot of heads. And so that didn't work. But a lot of times people see these role models. Oh, I want to be like this. I want to be like Tony Robbins. I want to be like Elon Musk. I want to be like Bill Gates. But no, you don't. Like, you really don't. Like when you strip it back, like, and you get down in the weeds, and I can get into really great details and point out details and then start asking people that. And they go, oh, yeah, I actually don't want that at all. So be you so powerfully and so raw that it shines through unrestricted, because people want authenticity. People want real. People want depth. People want connection. And we live in a world that's been deceived and been tricked and gone through a lot. And so just be you. Don't be anyone else. Don't worry about that. Be super raw you. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that people get distracted with, you know, and today is trying to be someone else or like someone else.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for a public service announcement. We're going to get right back into this show, but I wanted to ask you a question. If you have been listening to the show for any amount of time and you've picked up even one single tip, then I need your help. Get the word out. Tell people about resultsleader.fm. Share it on social media. Share it on your email. Share it anywhere. #ResultsLeaderFM. Now let's jump back into the interview. Why do results matter?
Well, results are everything. You know, it's kind of funny. It kind of a little bit similar to what I was just talking about, being someone else or, you know, getting attention and things like that. Social media is really popular today, right? And it's kind of one of those, in my mind, necessary evils, because I don't really like to spend a lot of time on it, but you have to be there or else people don't see you and think you exist or take you seriously. Well, I think a lot of people spend too much time trying to get likes and hearts and emojis and friends on social media, right? But this is like a distraction to results. You know, if you want to talk about results, it's fake. Like, no one pays you. You know, like those million followers. I know guys that have million followers on social media platforms, but they're not actually like monetizing it. They're not doing any business from it. They don't know any of those people. They don't interact. You know, so if you want real results, don't go for the fluff. Don't go for the fancy facade. Go for the real work, the real engagements, connecting with people, not these fake numbers, but actually like meeting with people one-on-one and changing people and impacting their lives, because you don't need a million followers. You need to impact each person that needs your help. So that's what creates results.
In the last 5 years, what new realization has helped you get better results for your clients?
Well, I know what I want to say about that. It's doing what you say. To be amazing in the world today, The only thing that you have to do is do what you say, because so many people are promising so many grandiose things, but they're just not doing what they say. And it's literally that simple. Like if you just say, I'm going to do this by Tuesday and this is what it's going to be, and you do it, you're going to be amazing in business, because so many people are not performing and they're not doing what they say. And so that's really it, just simple, to help me get better results for my clients. I mean, I've always been that type of person, but I don't overpromise. I don't underpromise. I just am very exact, and that's it. And it nails it out of the park, and my clients love me.
What area of your business would you like better results?
Well, I have my company Formula EQ. It's emotional intelligence training, and it's my mission to impact the world. So my better results there is reach. I want to expand my reach because it's very, very much my mission to make that a global company and reach 100 million people to impact their lives and create an experience of self-love.
Why is that so important to you?
Well, it goes back to purpose, right? Like, what are we all doing this for? Like, why are we here? Why are you and I talking today? Like, you're a person of purpose because you're doing this to share information with the world to better people's lives. And I'm not here to eat and sleep and pee. I'm here to make an impact. And so I've learned a way that I can actually help people. I'm very, very good at understanding thought, and people have challenges every single day. And so I'm very, very good at helping people overcome challenges and deal with their life. And so that is my purpose. And so when it comes down to me, I'm trying to do that, help my kids and help humanity as much as possible. So that's what it's about.
How'd you figure out your purpose?
Well, going through, some of those challenges, I think we have different things where we go through failures in life, right? And it's not our failures that actually make us stronger. That's one thing that people say. It's being someone who can overcome a failure that makes you stronger. And so for me, I think I'm really happy that I've been able to learn to be someone who can overcome failures. And now I'm trying to teach other people that too.
What results are you most proud of?
What results? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's my clients. My clients and my people in my academy I'm like a proud daddy. I have impacted people's lives in situations that they couldn't see out of and they couldn't see an end. And it's some of the most gratifying, rewarding work I could ever imagine. It's literally helping people overcome life-changing things, trauma, stuff that caused depression, mending family relationships that have been broken for years, and literally saving people's lives, from depression, suicide, and all the different things. So just to see that happen. And then my kids too. I'm a pretty awesome dad, and I've got 3 rock star kids. And so that's definitely something I'm very proud of because I care a lot as a dad and work very hard to be a good dad. And I'm very happy to have 3 amazing kids for that.
I'm curious, what does it mean to you to be a good dad?
To be a good dad, is to be an example. My daughter and my son, I've got twins, and my daughter and son gave me this keychain. It says, Daddy, a son's first hero, a daughter's first love. Right. And so you are to a human as a parent, you are the answer to everything in their life. And so how do you be that? How do you become that role model that can be someone that can guide them to be stable, to be consistent, and to be endlessly loving? Because that's one of the most important things I think as a parent is to let a kid know that I literally have had this conversation with my daughter, like word for word, and my kids, that there's nothing in the world. Did you know there's nothing in the world that you can actually do that would make me not love you? It's actually impossible. You could do anything. You hate me. You could burn my house down. You could take everything away. I would never not love you. And for a kid to know that, kids need to know that because the world's tough and the world's a challenging place. And it's harder and harder and more confusing every single day, unfortunately. But, the kids need to know that they are loved, because I think love, when you look at, resonant frequency of operating as a human, love, gratitude, happiness, and joy are the ultimate human states of consciousness. It upregulates the body, it upregulates your genes, it upregulates your health. It makes you live a better life. It makes you perform better. Every single part of life is better when you feel that. And so that's what's important as a parent, is to make sure that kids feel loved, and then they can become people that learn how to overcome and deal with life.
Beautiful, man. Any parting thoughts you want to share with the results leaders who are listening to us right now?
Yeah, be the master of your thought. The world today is the way that people participate in the world is too much being led. We wake up and we look at our phones, and then we're in a state of response the rest of the day. We respond to what's happening. We respond to work. We respond to your spouse, your friend, your kids, your situations, what needs to be done, to-do lists. And so control your thoughts, own your thoughts, and create a space in the morning before you start your day where you can have your own thoughts, where you can set up how you want to feel for that day before you get a stressful thing that puts you in a state of response. Create how you want to feel, create how you want to be, and literally imagine your own life in the most amazing, beautiful way. And by doing that, you set yourself up to experience a day of love and happiness and amazingness. And that's one of the most amazing hacks that I think people can do to immediately change their life today.
There's no question our listeners are going to want more. So where can they get more from you?
Yeah. So formulaeq.com. I run an academy there, and I have a community, and people can come, and we teach emotional intelligence, build powerful people. And we do a new lesson every single week to improve and live a better life. And it's only $1 a day for people to join for the whole year. So I'm really trying to impact humanity. I have a lot more expensive ways I work with people, but that's the entry level thing that is incredibly life-changing and powerful. And I'd love to have anyone come and visit for free as my guest if they go to formulaeq.com and check it out and see what we're up to.
Excellent. We will share links in the show notes. Thank you, Preston, for hanging out with us. Thank you, results leaders, for tuning in. Another episode is in the can. That is a wrap for another edition of resultsleader.fm. If you are out there getting results for your clients and you want to be featured on the show, go to resultsleader.fm now and apply to be on the show. And if you love what you're hearing, share the show, give us a rating and review, do anything to help us get the message out there. Thought leadership is easy, but results leadership is hard. We'll catch you on the next one.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.